Good evening, good afternoon from wherever you're joining us from. I have the pleasure to welcome you all to the African Tea Time today. My name is Damaris Choti. I work here at Michigan State University with the African Studies Center, and my primary role is to coordinate student and alumni programs with the center. And Tea Time is one of the signature events that the African Studies Center facilitates. So we are very happy and pleased to have you here today. And I'm privileged to welcome you to introduce the speakers for today. And as you all know, the presentation is going to feature the alumni of MSU 2025 Summer Education Abroad Program, also known as Sustainable Community Development in Tanzania. These are the participants that were part of the Education Abroad program. And it's my pleasure to welcome the moderator of that session, and that is Professor Jonathan Choti, who is in the Department of Linguistics, Languages and Cultures here at Michigan State University. And Mwalimu Choti, as we call him, has been leading this Education Abroad program for over 10 years. And we are so happy and pleased to have representatives who are going to be panelists from that 2025 cohort. And the first panelist is Maddie Markman, who is a sophomore in global studies at Michigan State University. And then we have Joseph Eshon, a PhD student, history at MSU. Sande Kajange, senior veterinary medicine student, a senior, Sokoine University of Agriculture in Tanzania. And then finally, we will have Maria Darabe, MA student, linguistics, Salaam University College of Education in Tanzania as well. Thank you so much for accepting to be part of our discussion for the African Tea Time today. And at this time, I welcome Professor Choti to moderate the discussion. Thank you so much again and welcome.
Yeah, thank you so much, Damaris, for the introduction and also for the opportunity for our program to share our experience in Tanzania last summer. So the program we participated in is sponsored partially by a private donor, the Kolchowski family. And so on behalf of the students and my colleagues in the program, we are grateful for the support that private the donor gives to our students and faculty to engage with the community of Naitolia in Monduli district, Tanzania. They have done great, their support has done a lot to support that community. So last year, we had students, of course, from MSU, the University of Dar es Salaam, University College of Education, and the Sokoine University of Agriculture. Some of the students were seniors. They might have graduated like Sunday and Maria. And also we had students, of course, from MSU, and they are represented here. So these panelists are representing that team, which had many students, and including them, there's yes in the audience, and also there are others like Catherine. So let's go to the questions we have. This question goes to the MSU students. You can respond. You can take around 1 minute to respond. Maddie, what inspired you to apply to the Education Abroad Program Sustainable Community Development in Tanzania?
So I got an email from like a college advisor, and I just saw the title, and that intrigued me because I care about people. I like communities. I like helping people. And then I read the description of it, and I pretty much just knew that I had to do it. So,
Joseph, I know you were. Thank you, Maddie. So I know you were recruited, but you must have expressed interest. Why did you choose to participate in the program?
Okay, let me put on my mic. Okay, so thank you, Professor Choti. So for me, one thing that inspired me most was the idea of wanting to move from this classroom learning in terms of this theoretical understanding of, yes, I study on Africa, but it's more theoretical, right? And so this program gave me the opportunity to move beyond the classroom learning and really to understand how the sustainable community development looks like in practice or in real lifetime. And Tanzania really offered an opportunity to engage directly with most of these communities, particularly in Nitolia, and how they address or to learn about some of the challenges these communities go through, looking at food security, environmental sustainability, and all those things, particularly in real life. And also, one thing that I also wanted to learn was this hands-on experience. I mean, engaging in, for example, assigning me to be part of the raised garden beds. So this was more like a hands-on experience or an aspect of the program, and also to learn from these local communities, their local knowledge, and as well as their experiences. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you. Maria, can you share a memorable moment or a story that stands out from your time in the program?
Yeah, thank you. One of the most memorable moments when we were at the field, it was when we were visiting the previous projects, and we visited Teacher Candito at Nigeria Primary School. So that was the most moment which it's actually with me, and that moment it was helping me to understand how public servants they should be serve with the community, they should be serve with passion, kind hearts, supporting the communities, and that was the most moment which was good to me.
Thanks so much. Sunday, any story, any moment that stands out from your participation in last year's Education Abroad program?
Oh, wow, thank you. It looked like a very simple question, but it is very hard to choose because every day was exciting. Every day was like, I want to share about all 60 days, but for the interest of time, uh, one of the things is visiting to Hadzabe community. Imagine seeing a community that survive on a primitive way of life, hunting, depending food through hunting, and no school, But you see them like they are suffering, but when you see them, they are very happy, good family structure. But also, I was like excited to see barter trade still exists. For example, there was a barter trade between Hadzabe community and the Datoga community. Those Hadzabe, although they are practicing hunting, but by themselves they cannot make those arrows, those spears, but they depend to get them from Datoga community. So thank you.
Thank you so much. Our next question goes to Madi. Madi, this question is about your academic experience in the program. How did the academic experience you had in Tanzania differ from what you are accustomed to at MSU? And
MSU,
there's a second part, if you can remember. What academic skills or knowledge did you gain from the program that may help you in your education currently or in your career or further studies? If you forget the second part, go with the first one first.
Okay. So at MSU, we do everything like textbooks. There's not a lot of hands-on work. And so even though like before we left for our trip, we had some like readings to do. We had a presentation to make, but then when we were actually there, we're like, I was in the chicken coop group. So you're building the chicken coops, you're talking to the communities. And so even though that doesn't necessarily like at baseline look like learning, you're learning the entire time that you're there. And you're just learning through a different way. You're learning hands-on. You're learning skills you didn't think about at all. So that's the biggest difference. Here at MSU, you don't have to worry about anything. You basically have to ask for hands-on work. And even then, there's no guarantee. What's the second part?
The second part, what kind of knowledge or skills do you think you acquired from the program that you can apply in your current situation at MSU or in your future studies or career?
It's hard to pick just one. I feel like I learned so much during the experience. It definitely has helped me because now I'm taking, for my major, I have to take a language. So I'm now taking Swahili as my language. So that's definitely influenced me in that way. But also, I think when you get to experience people from different backgrounds, you learn how to collaborate and communicate with all sorts of people. So that's definitely been, I didn't think I had a hard time with it before, but if I did, it definitely helped me be more comfortable with that.
Thank you, Maria.
Yes.
I would like you to spend the second part of the question. What did you learn in the program that you can apply in your current situation or your future studies or career?
Okay, thank you. I would like to respond in that question that from the program, it helped me to develop with research skills, especially now as a MA students. We are working with research activities. So in relation to the program, I developed the research skills, especially understanding on the different research ideas. For instance, the issue of language contacts among in a like Enyasi. So that was the best part because from the program I learned about research skills where I am now currently applying those skills toward.
Maria, you are muted. Maria, you are muted. Maria, you are muted. If you can unmute yourself, that'd be great. Sunday, I'll come back to you.
Okay.
Oh, Maria, you can finish. Okay.
Okay.
Maria, continue.
So I was talking about the research skills. We currently working as an MA students. So the program helped me to develop research skills, especially on solving or developing different ways, coming up with the different research ideas. For instance, when taking the picture of the Naitolia community or primary school, where students are going to school with the first language and they develop a first language at school, which they develop Kiswahili at school. So that is a best area to conduct a research to understand how students or children they transform from Ma language to Kiswahili as a medium of instruction among the Tanzanian schools. So this program helped me to develop research skills, and thank you.
Thanks, Maria. So Sunday, I also have the same question for you. What kind of knowledge or skills did you learn from the program that you can apply today or in your future career or future graduate school?
Thank you for a good question. First thing is teamwork. Teamwork is very important. The way we was working like a team, not in my group only, all three group like a team, all instructors. So I learned the importance of working like a team than working as individual who competing. You know, all three groups, we was never competing. Like Joseph was not my leader, but he always used to answer my questions, you know. Thank you, yes, helping us to create good presentation. So all of us, we was working like a team. So I learned importance of teamwork. Another thing is all about the time management. You know, all of the things that we are discussing here, we have done almost in 4 months when we was at Twiga. So it means that we managed to implement the program for 4 weeks only. Oh, thank you to all instructors, including Professor Kimela, Professor Choti, Dr. Ulio, and Dr. Vic. So you teach us how to manage well the time, always reminding us, oh, time is going, finish your work. You know, I learned that research also, I will never say, I always say that I learned research in practice, or the research was looking like action research, where we do need assessment, then we are going to implement so that we can solve the problem. So it was an action research. I have many things to talk, but for the interest of time, let me stop here.
Thank you so much, Sandy. Joseph, you take both parts of the question. How did the academic experience you had last year in Tanzania differ from what you are usually accustomed to at MSU and your previous schools? And then you will come the second part of the question. What some of the knowledge and skills you took from the program that are applicable today and future?
All right, so for the first part, I can say the big difference we see here is more experiential, right? So at MSU, you realize that our learning situation is more structured, it's more fixed and more rigid, going to lectures, being given readings and all those things. But in Tanzania, you realize the learning was directly on the field, right? Engaging with communities, participant observation and all those things. So for Tanzania, it was more of adaptability, unlike MSU, whereby you are going to it's rigid and fixed, but for Tanzania, you needed to adapt. And I also think it's Tanzania was you needed more critical thinking because uh, because it was flexible and you needed to apply more of real life concept to it. Now for the second part, for me, going to the field to conduct research as part of my PhD is part of my PhD program. So in Tanzania, what I learned here is gaining more practical research skills, i.e., in terms of conducting interviews, going to the Naitolia and the other communities for assessment, and also the idea about cross-cultural communication skills, engaging with different people. So for me, I developed more of a deeper understanding of how this participatory development as well as sustainability is. And I think Tanzania has served as a basis or a foundation for me to go into the field, especially this summer. I'm going to Ghana to conduct research. So now I have this hands-on first-hand experience on how I could go about conducting interviews, go about this community assessment and all those things. So I think for me, the Tanzania program, and especially going to the field, uh, has really helped me for my academic work as well as for my future career in community-based or in research, particularly focusing on Africa. Yes.
Yeah, thanks, Joseph. We are moving on to the next part of this discussion. The next question is focusing on cultural exchange and personal growth. Madi, in what ways did your time in Tanzania impact your personal growth and development? What did you learn about yourself while living and studying in Tanzania last summer?
I don't think there's any way that I didn't grow as a person studying abroad. I was literally one day of being 19. I had my 19th birthday the next day, then I'm on a plane in a different country and I've never left the country before. So that in itself was like a total personal growth thing for me. And then you meet people from a completely different culture. You have to immediately adapt to all of these different things that you've never experienced before. So, and then, yeah, it's very like a humbling experience. Especially I felt it more so when I came back to the US because you get so used to like a routine when you're not at home for 6 weeks, you're in a different culture. It becomes your culture kind of. And then you go back home, you're like, this is totally different. So I feel like I'm more comfortable doing things on my own, traveling on my own. I feel like, yeah, just more of a global citizen, I guess.
Thank you so much. Maria, same question. When you joined the program
Yes.
last summer, you were working alongside members of the community in Italia, all Tanzanians at different places, and MSU faculty and students. So what did you learn about yourself? How did you experience personal development in the program?
Okay, thank you. Interacting with new people, as I meet the other Tanzanian people with coming from different places or from different areas. So it was the time for me to learn from others. So I learned about time management and how, so meeting new people was part of developing of for my personal development in terms of time management, understanding where I can fix myself to fit new area to meet when I meet new people. So it was like that.
Sunday, same question. How do you the experience in the program impact you personally? How did you learn about yourself through the program? You're muted, Sunday.
Thank you for the question. About myself, you know, sometimes when you are enclosed in your region, for example, in Morogoro, or in Mbeya, you may find yourself that each and everything. Like all Tanzanian, we are the same. Maybe you see like maybe people from US are like this. So the generalization was I was like someone who I can generalize, like people from USA are like this, people from Tanzania are like this. So after visiting there, I learned that I am not supposed to generalize things, that to say all Tanzanian we do things like this. No, there is a cultural difference. And also I learned how I could adapt in case of cultural shock, and how I can live with people of different cultures. So I learned about myself that now I used to generalize. Now I need to study each region. What person, there is difference between person and person, and not all people maybe from US have the same behavior. People have different behavior, different mentality. So it's the only thing which I can say now. Thank you.
Thanks, everyone. Thanks, Andy. The next question, Madi. This question is focusing on any challenges you faced and how maybe you overcame the challenge. So what were some of the biggest challenges you faced during your time abroad or in the program, and how did you address them?
I can't really think of a lot of challenges I faced. I feel like the one problem that I did have was just the initial adjustment period. Going from two, I think 9-hour flights, barely sleeping, and then driving, what was it, 30 minutes? I don't know how long it was, from the airport to MSCCDC, and then having to meet everyone, which I was happy to, but I don't think I slept for a full day. So, and then I was tired, but I didn't want to be. So just like adjusting to the time zone, adjusting to all these new things, while also trying to not like overdo it and, I don't know, create a problem for myself. That was the biggest challenge for me. But the only way to get over it is just to get through it. And I wanted to get through it. So I was just, let the days pass, and then I was fine. And yeah, so that was the only challenge I can really think of. I didn't have any problems throughout the experience.
Joseph, any challenges and how you addressed them?
Well, I think first of all, the first challenge I could think about is more about communication, right, barriers, because moving to a country that you don't speak the language was always going to be a hurdle to climb. But I think with this basic learning of Swahili that we did at MSCDS, I think especially learning some of the phrases really helped me in addressing this challenge. And also going to the market, and Catherine can attest to that. When we went to the market, especially, even though my phrases were not good, the idea of using nonverbal communication was very important for me in addressing. Even you realize the people I was speaking to was thinking, oh, maybe in a jovial way and all those things. So I think it gave me more confidence, like, okay, even though I do not really understand the language, but I could still use nonverbal communication to communicate what I was doing. I think the second challenge was also about, was about adapting to a different living condition, environmental condition as well. And I think in addressing this, I realized that the program really pushed me out of my comfort zone, and taught me to be very flexible, to be adaptive, as well as to be patient. And I really acknowledge how you can be appreciative of different ways of life, particularly in navigating these unfamiliar environment, particularly where we went to. When I was leaving, I was a bit apprehensive, anxious, and all those things. But the experience I have gained so far, this summer I'm going for research, going to communities, I don't know. But now I don't feel apprehensive anymore. I have this confidence and all those things. And it has also made me realize how much I value resilience, people being resilient, being tenacious, especially navigating through difficult environment, and also appreciating very simple life. Yes.
Yeah, thank you, Sir Joseph. Maria, the same question. What were some of the biggest challenges you faced during the program, and how did you address them?
Okay, the biggest challenge I faced during the program, personally, at the beginning of the program, I was feeling like worried, uncomfortable, and overthinking. Like sometimes, when something happens, maybe I'm not doing great in this program. So I overcome this challenge by interacting with each others, especially in those activities, games, This helped me to build my confidence, and at the end of the program, I feel that everything were okay through participating and interacting with each other. So that was the best way to overcome the challenge.
Thank you, Maria. Sunday, what were some of the biggest challenges you faced during the program, and how did you address them? Sunday, you're muted.
Okay. Only things that comes to my head, is a language barrier, especially during first few days. It was very challenging. You know, these people from US, especially Rira, I sometimes talked with her that during first days, to catch your words, it was very difficult sometimes. Your pronunciation, some of the words, in Tanzania we learn UK English. You are speaking, people from US speak US English. So sometimes we could not hear. And I remember one day, I don't know who asked me question. I don't know if it's Alexis, Lila, or Mehdi, or Alexei, but I only remember that someone asked me question, but I said, okay, okay, okay. Someone asked a question and you say, okay, okay. So I don't know, but with time, I will not say that I overcome disease, but I think I adapted because with time I get used to, up to now I can hear well the way they spoke. So it's only this. Thank you.
That's a good one, Sunday. And thanks, guys, for being transparent with your experiences. We move on to the next question, focusing on networking, the community we built during our program, 6 weeks together in Tanzania. So, Madi, in the program, you had the chance to connect with the local students and faculty from the University of Dar es Salaam College of Education, Sokoine University of Agriculture, and even community members, of course. How did those relationships enrich your experience?
I can't imagine if we would have gone to Tanzania and not had the fellow students or faculty. I think it completely made the trip what it was. We all got along really great. You learn something every day, especially when you have a roommate who's from Tanzania. So you learn a lot even when you don't even realize it. And also, it's a really great barrier for like coming from America and then you're going to Tanzania and then now you're going to Naitolia where like it's three separate things. And so it was nice to already have established relationships with some Tanzanian students and the faculty. And then it makes you feel more comfortable when you're in the field because you know that everything's okay. Like you're all on the same page basically. And yeah, I also think like for me, one of the whole things is I don't want to be an outsider. I want to be immersed in like the experience. And I feel like if we didn't have the relationships, it would be way easier to feel like an outsider because you're just like, okay, I'll watch you do this, but no, you're actually with the people, you're actually with your friends doing these things. And yeah, also a huge shout out to Dr. Vicky because she was like immediately super welcoming and she also made the experience really a smooth transition for me personally.
Yeah, thank you. For those who can reach Dr. Vicky Moshi, you have heard what Madi said. Thanks so much, Madi. Just as examples, I'm sure you could go on and on and on. Joseph, how did the interaction with the Tanzanian students and faculty enrich your experience?
Well, for me, I think it was really a great and fulfilling experience connecting with all these students from UDS, DUCE, and SWA. For me, for example, is and they helped me understand, especially the Tanzanian context. I mean, in terms of culture and everything. Something if I was curious, I will go and ask. For example, yes, like this, if I don't understand anything, I will hop to him and ask him, hey, guy, what does it mean? Catherine too was helping me understand some of their food and all those things. Now chapati is one of the favorite Tanzanian food that I like. I like now. And I had Maria in my group, and she would ask me, "Oh, it is done this way." No. Sunday, in terms of when I went there, he helped me secure how do you call it, get a SIM to make calls and all those things. So if I want something, he would go with me and we would have it. So they all really helped me in understanding the local context in ways that personally I wouldn't have learn it on my way. So it was more like a two-way exchange. We shared ideas, we shared perspective, we shared experiences, right? So I see this relationship more as I see it more as very collaborative rather than being just observational. And it also helped me immerse myself into the Tanzanian culture rather than also seeing myself as an outsider. Yeah.
Thank you, Joseph. Maria,
Yes.
so the experience you had last summer with the American students from MSU, I'm sure they must have enriched your experience for those 4 weeks you were in the program. How, in which ways did your interaction with the MSU students and faculty enrich your experience?
Okay, so connecting with the MSU students and the new faculty members from UDSM and MSU as well as SUA, it was a wonderful experience since it was a great opportunity for me to learn from others, where I meet professors and doctors and they advise me about joining different programs for masters, and as well as the issue of choosing the best campus or university for masters, different scholarships. So meeting the faculty members and new students from MSU, it was a great opportunity for me to develop a social bonding, friendships, which we are still helping each others even after the end of the program. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Maria. Sunday, how did your interaction with the MSU students and faculty enrich your experience in the program?
Oh, thank you. You know, it was exciting. Well, it was something exciting because uh, being together, members from MSU, from DUCE, from UDSM, it was something very good. Then I come to understand education system in USA. I understand some of the cultures, some of the something. It look like taboos in US. So when now I will come maybe to US, I'll have some of the thing I'll be familiar with them. Dollar handling, yes, they taught me how to handle those dollars. Okay, and etc. So it was amazing. My roommate was Alexei Day one, taught me many things, especially things related to plant. I like plants. So up to now, I'm about to start a papaya farm because of some of the inspiration done by my friend, my roommate. So it was amazing. And also, I was about to forget. It's all about you, Professor Choti. Uh, you was like a mentor, I don't know, mentor, father, leader. So you may see like only thing I learned maybe as those you are teaching us maybe during the class. But I learned a lot seeing from you in terms of character. You know, the way you live, the way you lead the program, the way you do constructive comment, maybe during presentation. So it was a wonderful thing, and I learned a lot from class to 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 normal life, like playing together. I don't know, volleyball. Yeah, playing together, volleyball. So it was something that is new. How comes teacher and the student come and play together, living together like a family? So it was amazing, and I got to understand family. Also, you taught us how you can become a good father. A good father is not one who abuse maybe children. You don't like punishment to kids because maybe if you punish a kid, will not make him or her to be maybe good performer of mathematics. And you, as example, you taught us that you was very poor maybe in chemistry, but you was very good in English. Now you is a professor. You are a professor, you know. So you're a professor in linguistics, but when you come to chemistry during those days, you was looking like what I can say. But I learned a lot from you guys. Thank you.
Thanks so much, Sunday. And thanks publicizing that I wasn't very good in chemistry when I was young. And all those you shared, I appreciate that. Now, our next question, we are almost coming to the end of our discussion, but members of the audience, including the students who were in the program last year, if you have any comment, any question, you can please share on chat. Our next question is, Madi, we're gonna come back to you again. We know our program was structured in many parts. The question is asking, how did the field trips, the excursions, the guest speakers we had, and the community engaged group projects we completed in Itolia and Mswakini enrich your educational experience in Tanzania during the program? You can choose one or a number of those contexts of the parts of the program.
Okay.
Guest speakers,
so for
excursions.
So the field trips, that's what I'll talk about. I think those were, besides the fact that it was just super cool to experience like the different indigenous tribes and everything. It also, and like instead of getting this one idea of what Tanzania is like, because we're only presented with what we see, it gives you more experience and like just you get to realize that everybody is living a different way. And so you don't generalize anything. And I liked personally that the field trips that we took were like some of them were based on sustainability. Like when we went to Echo and we learned about all of the different ways that they were like all their different sustainable projects. And like it kind of, I feel like got the gears turning in my brain of like, what can we implement or what are they doing that people in Anatolia could implement? And the same thing when we had lunch at the one farm and they had all their own sustainable everything. So that was super cool. And I don't think the trip would have been as, there's no way to, I don't know how to say it, but I think it just added to the trip.
Yeah, thank you. Joseph, how did the field trips, the guest speakers, the projects in Itolia and Mswakini enrich your educational experience in the program?
Well, I think for me, the most impactful will be the field trips and the community project, in the sense that it also relates to what I'm doing as part of my research. And I think for the field trips, it helped me see how development work in different settings, right? In different settings, in different way. Uh, and when we went to Nigeria, these field trips also helped me, or it allowed me to apply what I've already learned or what I've learned and understand uh, to the field, and also in appreciating the need of working in communities for sustainable development. When you look at development, most of the time, it's a way that it is imposed on it is imposed on them. But for these field trips, our community projects in with the raised garden bed shows how we could collaborate, right, in a way that we are not imposing on them, but rather we are working together for them. So that is the most impactful. But for the guest speakers, I it was okay for me. Just that it's the only difference I see here was that I am doing it for a different group of people, a different audience in a different country. That is the only difference I see here, because for speaking, I do it here as a teaching assistant, but the only difference is doing it in a different country. Yeah.
Thank you, Maria. In the program, we had field trips. You did not experience the guest speakers because you joined a little bit late, and the projects we completed in the community. How do you think those improved your educational experience in the program? You are muted, Maria. You are muted.
Okay, thank you. Talking about all the activities, especially on community engaged as well as field trips, this contributed positively. As talking about field trips, as in our curriculum here in Tanzania, we are learning on a primary levels and secondary, we are not learning in a practical. So we used to learn those hunting societies, especially Hadzabe. So visiting the Hadzabe community, the Toga, and seeing the real examples of how these communities interact. Example, the Toga, by exchanging goods with the nearby societies. Also about community engaged. This was the experience shaped my understanding on how the youth can be used, or how youth can support or can be used to solve the community problems, as we have a lot of youth. They can be used or they can be educated to solve our community challenges. So it was like that. Thank you.
Thanks so much, Sunday. How did the guest speakers, the field trips, and the experiential projects we completed in the community add to your educational experience in the program?
Oh, thank you. Speaking of those the community engagement activities was something that was very good, because when maybe you were in class, maybe when we were discussing about maybe our timetable tomorrow, we used to have a complete plan that maybe we are going to visit it.
We lost Sunday. I think the Mosh internet is not friendly. We lost you, Sunday. Do you want to repeat what you said?
Oh my God.
No, that's okay.
How about now?
Yeah, we can hear you now.
So I was saying that I was one of the member in the community health group. So we used to plan our timetable in advance, that maybe tomorrow we are going to visit both the two schools, and then we are going to maybe to talk with the parents from both two schools. But something that happened in the field sometimes surprised us. maybe parents didn't come on time. So through this field, through this community engagement activities, we learn that things that happen in the field are different and are unpredictable. And until now, I'm doing research. So when we are doing research, I'm already know that it is not true that everything that we have planned is going to be exact as we planned. So I am now I don't afraid. So I am experienced with those things. So this is the only thing that I can say. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much, panelists. We are moving to our last final question. It's more of a reflection and the impact question. We begin with Madi. This is our final question. In what ways has your study abroad experience shaped your worldview or influenced your perspective on global issues?
So, like I said, I'm taking Swahili now because I, was there and I liked it so much. But also, like, just one little thing that I never really thought about before was politics in other countries. Like, it just never occurred to me to think about it. And when we went there, it was an election year. And so everyone really was talking about it at least a little bit. So even in that way, now I think about other countries' politics a little bit more. And what else do I want to say? Hang on. Oh yeah, that's the other thing that I was thinking. Is that even though our lives are so completely different, we're on completely different time zones, everything, for me, it was pretty awesome to realize that how connected we all still are. And like even in Nitolia, when like if you have someone that's not speaking English and I can't speak Swahili or Ma or whatever, you can still find a way to interact and connect. Like there was one time I accidentally backed up into a thorn tree, and then all of these mamas were helping me get out of the thorn tree. And then the one that helped me did the same exact thing. And so we were laughing about it because we both had the same experience, but we didn't have to communicate to like enjoy the experience together, basically. So yeah.
So back to you again, Madi. What are some of the things you found to be common, what you didn't expect to find in Tanzania, and is also shared here in your culture in Michigan? And it's any similarities in what you observed in Tanzania and your culture? Anything, one or two?
It's hard to say. I mean, I feel like the way that everybody took care of everybody, especially in the community, like all of the women showing up for all the other women, like that's a thing that we do in America. We show up for the people that we care about. So I think that is one thing that is pretty similar. And like, just in terms of girlhood, at least, like when you're here in America, you have like one of your friends that's a girl is like, oh my gosh, your outfit's so cute. Or you'll have a random stranger that's a girl who will say the same thing. And I'm over there in Tanzania and I'm like, oh my gosh, I love her outfit. And so I think it's similarities just in human nature.
Yeah, that's on a global perspective. There are so many people who don't know that. Thanks for bringing out that. Sunday, how did your experience in the program, especially interacting with the MSU students, how did they influence the way you see the world today? You're muted, Sunday.
Now, from previous, I said that from now onward, I'm not going to generalize things. For example, listening things from maybe social media, maybe from mass media, maybe you cannot get actual picture of the people maybe in the certain country through social media or through mass media. For example, if you go maybe to Congo, maybe you may think that Congo you can't live, maybe all the time there is war, maybe the whole Congo all the time there is war. But now after meeting with people from US, now I know that even people from US are doing similar things to us. They are good people. You know, if you read history, you will only say, those white people maybe are capitalists, they don't love us, they don't, you can have a lot of generalization, from seeing maybe political issues, etc., etc. You may think that even those mentality to the leaders. But after meeting with them, I come to know that maybe it is not true that Medi's head is different to maybe political leaders that we see. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Maria, what did you learn from the MSU students? What did you learn about America through them?
Okay, what did I learn about America through
that you
MSU
didn't
students?
know. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I think it's all about caring, love. They do appreciate even a small thing. Whatever you can say, like it's just a normal thing, but they appreciate so that is the big thing I learned about them. And the issue of, I can say, they can, even though you can say that I cannot do this thing, they can tell you, you can do it, you can just try. So they do influence others, and that is support. And they
Our
are so
time is
charming. Yeah.
Okay, thanks so much. Our time is also running. We're running out of time. Joseph, one thing. Your experience in Tanzania might have taught one or more things about the world. Anything new, your interaction in Tanzania, your experience taught you? You are muted.
So, for me, one thing I came to understand really well was that this experience helped me to really appreciate in terms of global issues such as poverty, you can talk about sustainability and inequality, right? You realize that I came to appreciate that these were interconnected and they were also context specific. And also this in terms of understanding these issues, it's also shifted my perspective from thinking about solution for people, also in abstract, conceptual or theoretical terms, to understanding the importance of local knowledge and collaboration and doing development with the people rather than for the people. It made me become more aware of my role as a global citizen. So, yeah.
Yeah. Thanks, guys. Thank you so much, panelists, for sharing your experience in the TPP Education Abroad Program last year, 2025, Sustainable Community Development in Tanzania. I want to give the rest of the time back to Damaris Choti, who is leading this program, to take over and give audience participation. And I want to let her know that in the audience, there are also students who participated in this program last year. And Kate also is wanting to participate this year, this coming summer. So if they have anything to add, any questions, back to you, Damaris. And unfortunately, I have to exit because of another arrangement, program I have to participate in. So Damaris, please take over.
All right. Thank you so much to you, Mwalimu Choti, for the moderation. That went very well. And thank you again so much to our participants, the panelists, for enlightening us on what your experiences were in the program. So what we're going to do now is to open up for discussion because we have people in the audience. Some of you, as Mwalimu said, are participants of the program. Some of us are here to learn more and about your experiences. So I will open it up for questions, but as you prepare, as I see some of the questions are on the chat, but as you prepare to contribute, I wanted to say that one thing for me that I think is very important, I've learned from this program and others that I've been part of, is that there's something different and unique about programs that engage, for example, college education abroad programs that provide an opportunity for students to meet, to work together, because there are many versions of education abroad. Some involve going in a place, let's say in a region, country, or location to, let's say, work with the community. As much as that is very important, and the design would also be impactful in its own way, but I tend to believe that when college students get an opportunity to learn from one another, engage with one another on the level of either academics, age, there's something deeper that is gained from that. So I know it's not possible for all educational abroad programs to be the same, but I'm just feeling that because I was part of the Reeve Scholars Program that is similar as well. It's a reciprocal exchange to Ghana, where we had students from Ghana come here, and that reciprocity, especially when the visit can be either way, like two-way. The students coming and students from, let's say, MSU going. It's very unique. You get to learn a lot, but I will stop there. I'm not trying to say there's one better way, but I think I've learned a lot when I hear students who learn from one another, especially in this exchange program. So the floor is open for anyone who has questions. You can unmute yourself and ask the question or make a comment, but I can start with those ones that we already have here in the chat. I see a lot of comments and let's see, enjoyed, Opal left, but she said she greatly enjoyed being here, hearing from your experiences. And then we have Obadiah, good morning. I'm learning that culture and language are inseparable. Learning a language that it's a gateway to learning a new culture. That's a great comment. Maybe we'll give you time if you can to talk more about that, elaborate. I think it's helpful for those traveling in this upcoming group. That's Katie. Sure, Katie is also going to be traveling in this summer with the cohort that is going this year. Katie, it was wonderful seeing you here. Please feel free, okay? I don't want to miss any comment or question. Okay, so the first question from Kennedy is that what environment experience did the MSU students that is, get as it was their first time being in Tanzania? So I think this question goes to either Maddie or Joseph. Maddie, do you want to go first?
I'm not exactly sure what it means.
Actually, it's Kennedy. Are you still here? I don't want to interpret the question for you. You feel free to unmute yourself and please ask your question. Kennedy, if you're still here.
Okay.
Yes, go ahead.
What I meant is what environmental experience you brought.
Kennedy, sorry to interrupt. Could you please add a little volume? We can't hear you very well. If you can increase your volume a little bit.
Okay. What I meant is that what was your environmental experience as it was your first time to be in Tanzania?
Perhaps could you elaborate more on what you mean by environmental experience, how they experienced what aspect of the environment, maybe?
Yeah, the weather condition, maybe.
Oh,
Okay.
thank you so much.
So the weather actually is pretty interesting. Because of the equator, I thought it was going to be a little bit warmer than Michigan, and it ended up being the exact opposite. It was like 90 degrees in Michigan when it was like 70 in Tanzania. For me, the biggest thing I had to adjust to is back at home when it's hot out, I know I have to put sunscreen on because I'm going to get burnt and that's not going to feel good. And in Tanzania, it wasn't hot. So I was like, I don't need sunscreen. And I needed sunscreen and I had a problem. So that was actually an experience I was not expecting, was that it was going to be kind of not cold, but colder than I was used to. And I got burnt pretty bad.
Thank you, Mary. Joseph, I know you come from the western part of Africa and this was East Africa. Do you have anything to say?
I think for me, it wasn't so much different, right? But I was expecting the place to be very hot, but it wasn't. It was a bit cold, so it was really a surprise for me. Then also, I think in terms of, I was also expecting that the way I was also thinking that, oh, we in Ghana we drive. I think we drive on on the left, if I'm not surprised. But Tanzania drives on the right. So I wasn't expecting. So it was really a surprise for me. Then so, but on a general note, I think I was able to adapt well because the environment was not so much different.
Oh, that's wonderful. Dr. Yeboah, do you want to tell us why you drive right?
Oh,
Why?
why we drive right?
You're
I
in
think I think
Africa.
it's
I
I
was
think it's
as
different. I think it's more of a colonial legacy, depending on
Yeah.
where your colonial masters is coming
Mhm.
from, and different countries made decisions. And I know Eastern and Southern Africa tends to drive on the left, whilst most of the countries in West Africa, at least Ghana, Nigeria, tend to do that on the right. And it is one that I definitely also encounter. And
Mm.
I could not imagine myself driving in Tanzania anytime soon. Uh,
I know.
yeah.
I mean, I
Yeah.
wanted that to come from somebody. So, uh,
Yeah.
did you
But
want
I
to add?
definitely, yeah, but I definitely enjoyed hearing from everyone today, and from the Tanzania Partnership Program standpoint, which is the host of this education abroad. This this program is grounded in the idea that learning also happens in unconventional ways, and it's really interesting to be able to hear from you talking about how what I learned from my roommate, right? Typically, we were thinking about learning as a classroom, but what I learned from my roommate, those conversations that happened outside of the classrooms sometimes seems to be the most impactful ways. And I've just been really excited, and how I wish I was able to get the donors in here to be able to hear some of this. But we will definitely move forward to share some of your experiences with them as well. And I end up taking a couple of notes, and I really appreciate some of that. The need to not generalize, the need to be flexible when you are dealing with work on the ground, the can-do spirit that I believe it was Sandije or even Maria was saying. The Americans were showing a little more can-do spirit. You can do that, and that really gave her the confidence to be able to move forward. Those kinds of exchanges is definitely what we were hoping to be able to get out of this program, and we are excited that those outcomes are coming out of this. I think one question that I had that I also put in the chat is we had some people here who are also trying to embark on this journey. So if you were to advise students or any person who would like to embark on this journey, what advice will you give them so that they make the most of this experience?
right, yeah, good questions. I saw them on the chat as well. Should we start with Sunday? Do you want to go first? Oh, you're muted, Sunday. See.
Maybe I didn't get well the question. I didn't get well.
So Sunday, I was saying that if you have students, so for example, if you have students from Sokoine University or student from MSU, who will be participating in the next education abroad program, what advice will you give them to make their experience the most enriching?
Oh, thank you. Maybe the good advice I could give them is to to remove all the worries, because everything is going to be good, and never expect too many challenge. Remove all anxiety, because everything will be good. It will be like one family. I can assure them that we will be like a family. You know, now when Medi see me, see like, hey, oh, my brother Joseph is my brother. Yes, and the other one. So they are supposed to remove all the worries, because we will be like a family. Catherine, she is my sister. Up to now, we are frequently communicating. So I would say that they should remove all the worries, and soon they are going to be a family. Thank you.
That's a wonderful advice, Sunday. If I were to go to be participating in that program, I'll go there knowing that I'm going to create more members of my family. Thank you so much. I see Catherine, your hand is up. Did you want to comment?
Yeah, I wanted to talk a little bit. I know I've not been like fully engaged, but since I'm now settled, I just want to contribute something. So regarding for those students who wants to participate in the Future Study Abroad program, I feel like they should carry the flexibility kind of mindset and open mindset, because there's a lot to learn. So like don't like close your mind. Just open up your mind. There's so much information, so much knowledge, because we are like interacting with different people. They're coming from different background. They have a lot to share. So like student has to have open mindsets, shouldn't have to be flexible and be ready to learn new things and even ready to challenge themselves. So that's as simple as I could make it to be.
Oh, thank you, Catherine. Maria.
Okay. One thing that I could advise maybe the coming members, that they when they are joining the program, they should avoid expectation that when they meet the American students, maybe they will be talking English, maybe they will be segregated. And so I will advise them they should avoid expectation and they must be like positive minded. Like when they meet there, they're going to learn together. So that will be my advice.
Oh, thank you, Maria. And I know that is based on your experience. Joseph.
Well, there is a saying that experience is always the best teacher, right? And for me, I think the program is experiential in terms of bridging that theoretical, conceptual ideas, what we learn from books, from social media, and all those things. For me, for example, and when you look at the program, it's not only about education. We also have the social activities as well, going to Ngolongolo, going to the Hadzabe and all those things. Now, today, when I meet my PhD friends at the department and they open, most of them like watching the Hadzabe. I'm able to tell them that, oh, I've been there, I've spoken to Chaba, I'm here, I'll show them. And it gives them that zeal, that eagerness. Oh, maybe I one day, oh, I said I've gone to Ngolongolo, the crater for a safari and all those. Most of them haven't gone there. So I'm able to tell them that experience, and they get this zeal and all those things. So what I'm trying to say is that if you haven't experienced it, it is easier to downplay, or it is easier to form your own preconceived notion about these things. But if you are there and you go and experience it, you able to make up your own world, able to form your own worldview about how things work in different contexts and in different situations. And I also think people should think, as all of them have said, should be positive. When I was going, I was very apprehensive, but now I don't know. I shouldn't have been apprehensive. This summer, I'm going for research in communities I don't know, but now I'm not even thinking about being. What am I thinking in this apprehension on? Now I feel more comfortable because of the experience, this experience. So I think it's more experience, and people should be go and experience this. Yeah.
Wow. Wonderful, Joseph. Maddie, I don't think you had a chance to share.
No, I didn't. That's okay. My advice is basically the same as Maria's. Like, don't go in with any expectations. I think that's the best thing that I did for myself is I didn't decide how things were going to be. I didn't have this idea. I was just like, whatever happens, happens. I'm excited either way. And also that goes along with the positive mindset. Like if something bad happens or if something doesn't go the way that you decided to, it's because you created an expectation, first of all. And then like it's up to you to determine if that's going to have a positive or negative impact on the rest of your experience. So if you change your mindset and like it's still an experience, you still get to do something. Like how many people, at least from an MSU standpoint, how many people get to say that they got to go on this experience or they got to do this? Like, yeah, just no expectations and always positivity, and yeah, it'll be a great time.
Awesome. So thank you for all those sharings, because this is being recorded, as we said from the beginning, and we'll be able to share with the next group. It's a good way to learn in advance and get some orientation. I'll quickly look through to see if there's anything on the chat. We have about 7 minutes before we close. Yep, I don't see. I see comments and compliments.
I think there is one question from Enoch concerning whether people from outside Tanzania who are in, yes.
I'll defer that to Dr. Kwame. Please respond to that. Can somebody outside Tanzania who is interested in the program partake it, and how can this person get enrolled in the program?
So the short answer is that this is an MSU class. So it's a class that one had to enroll in at MSU, and it's done in partnership with University of Salaam and Sokoine University of Agriculture, and then Salaam University College of Education. So unfortunately, it's restricted to students that are within these partner institutions for now. And it's not open to anyone that is outside of these institutions. But we do understand the importance of having these exchanges and making them available, and hopefully some future consideration of similar type of programs could be done later on. But for now, these are restricted to the 3 main institutions that are involved in the Tanzania Partnership Program.
All right, thank you. By the way, for those who don't know, Dr. Yeboah is the director of the partnership program at MSU. Just letting you know. Anybody that has a question or comment, because I see their comments in the chat, but I don't think there's another question. Joseph, if you can keep an eye and let me know what I forgot. One fun experience I got. Oh yeah, I thank you so much for the students that are in the audience. I see Kennedy saying one funny experience I got is that before the program I could not understand when an American person speaks. in terms of pronunciation, but now it's easy for me to understand. See, that's part of learning. Thank you for sharing, Kennedy. And Katie, as I said, she will be traveling to Tanzania this summer. I love that paraphrase that I will go and grow my family. Thank you for this response. For sure, yeah. Family is everything. So if you have an opportunity to keep growing, that's an advantage. So any questions, any comments from those of us that are here before we close?
I was just grateful to listen and learn from each of you speaking today. So I already was delighted to have this opportunity, and what you have just laid the foundation for sounds like a brilliant opportunity ahead. So thank you so much for your stories.
Thank you, Katie.
Well, I'll say that I just want to express my gratitude for you all for the experience that you have made, you have shared with us, and I would say that we are also very much interested in learning how this experience shape your life trajectories from now on. And we have always built this as a Kolchowski Scholars Program, which is the Kolchowskis are the main beneficiaries, no, the main donors for this program. So this is you are all Kolchowski's scholars, and we are looking for ways to be able to continue engaging with you and building this up into more or less a fellowship program and seeing the progression that you are making in this. So this is not just a one-time experience. We are looking for ways to continue to engage with you as you grow in your classes, in your careers, in your profession moving forward, and then trying to find ways to be able to enhance that as well. So you will still be hearing from us again, and as we try to learn more from your experiences and to see ways to be able to improve that experience for those that are going to come, but as well as connecting with you with others who have come before you. Myself, I had this experience in 2014, and it really shaped where I am today. So I'm looking forward to seeing how this experience may also be able to shape your future trajectories moving forward. And I'm looking forward to keeping in touch with you all. And I want to take this opportunity also to thank Professor Choti, to thank Dr. Damaris, and all. I see Professor Kimera on here, and Dr. Vicky, and then Dr. Orio for their leadership in this program. We know it's a big commitment of about 6 weeks of their time, and we want to appreciate the work that they put in to help make this experience enriching for everyone. So thank you all very much, and we're looking forward to continuing to engage with you.
Thank you, Dr. Yeboah. I see Obadiah. We have 1 minute. Please, you can share what you have.
Hello, thank you so much for the opportunity, and I just wanted to make a comment that it's good to learn a new language, and through learning a new language, that is when we are able to learn about other cultures. Some writers like Claire Cramsey, I think she's a Germany writer, she argues that a language is not simply a system of grammar and vocabulary, but a cultural reality. Because from the speakers of today, I have learned that through trying to explore a new language and interacting with new people, they have gotten a chance to learn their culture. For example, the Tanzanians have gotten a chance to learn how the Americans speak, how the Americans do their things, and also the Americans have had a chance to learn how the Tanzanians move around with their life. So I really commend the program led by Professor Choti, and keep up the good work, and I think it shall move to greater heights. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Obadiah, for that comment. And for sure, as you put it, language is a gateway to any culture. You can't separate language and culture. So I want us to conclude here. I hope I didn't close anyone out by thanking all of you that were our panelists today. You represented a bigger group that was part of the program in 2025, the Education Abroad program to Tanzania, in Tanzania, that is. And the African Studies Center finds it a privilege to be able to provide this platform of learning and sharing from one another. This program is called the African Tea Time. We have, during the regular semesters, not in the summer, we have monthly sessions that cover various topics. And we welcome you if you have an opportunity next academic year, because this was our last session or event, African Tea Time event this semester. But we'll be back in the fall that starts in September. And we welcome you if you have an opportunity, please feel free to join us. And it's easy to find the African Studies Center. Just type African Studies Center, Michigan State University. You will see more other programs that we offer, as well as the activities that might interest you, including the African Tea Time. Thank you again. I can't thank you enough, because you make this program sustainable by sharing your time with us. So on behalf of the African Studies Center, thank you again, and we hope to see you next academic year. Have a great summer if we don't get to see you before that time. So thank you and bye-bye.